All right, we're here at camp, and full disclosure, with me being a guy and, you know, us guys programmed the way we are, I don't ask for directions. I never follow instructions or read instructions about anything. So I actually was wrong about the AC200. It's working fine. I just, when I opened it up the other day, or when I opened it up the first time, it just was on the code section, so I thought it was error codes that was coming up, but that's not the codes that were faulted. That's the codes that will come up as like an index in case if there is a situation where the battery faults, you can quickly reference that and figure out how to fix it and what the issue is. So right now I'm charging it off of my car battery, and this is a nice feature just because I can have this going, charge it there. If we look on the front here, you can see the display, and I love this display. It's really nice. It's just a push display there. So we'll get into the truck later today after I get some stuff done. I may have to run into town and get Sierra her probiotics. I forgot to get those the other day, and just pick up a few items. But once we get back, I want to take that into the truck where it's better lighting, and then go through like the total display screen and talk about it and everything. And then I want to talk about how I'm going to rebuild the interior of my truck, and I'm going to use that to power all the power tools. So we'll talk about what we're going to do interior for the truck and like the schematics of what I'm going to do. I'm going to take out the passenger seat on the front there and make some more storage. And then DOMETIC has got that fridge coming. I'm going to have the CFX 345. So I don't know why I have a hard time saying that, but I want to put that in the front seat and then move back here and create some more storage back here, and maybe create a thing that comes out that I can have storage that comes out this way, and then have a whole cabinet that comes out here, and then my food would be over in the passenger seat over there. So I don't know if the light was bad there. I couldn't see because the display wasn't on. But anyway, we're gonna get our morning started here. I'm gonna do like a breakfast burrito, and then we're gonna get jamming throughout the day. So let's get started. Let's see, I got this new hot sauce I'm using, which is really good. It's called Mateo's Gourmet Sausage, and I get the medium. It's they've got a bunch of different kinds. This is just kind of they're just run-of-the-mill salsa. They've got like a hatch chili and some green chili and a bunch of different stuff. So, but working my way back into the breakfast burritos with bacon. I cut bacon out of my diet for like, I don't know, 8 months, and I'm starting to put it back in. So kind of excited to have those in the breakfast burritos again. And today what I have planned is I'm just going to get the batteries charged up, and then I've got my friend Tyler and his family. They're cruising up here later today, and he's got, I think his brother's coming into town or something like that. So Tyler's one of the guys that I did one of the Tundra videos on, and so he's a good guy. I like his family. They're cool people. So they're going to come up, and then what I'm going to do today is just kind of work on stuff around here, and I want to start working on redesigning the interior of my truck, because I've got the new DOMETIC fridge coming, and then I just want to make it a little bit different in there, and I also want to downsize again. I want to go through all my stuff. So I think I may start taking all the stuff out of my truck today and going through and figuring out, you know, I want to take out the front seat, get that out of there, and I can put that in my storage container and the shipping container I have down in Del Norte, and then build an area up there to where I can house the fridge so I can access it from the passenger side or from the driver's side if I have the awning out. And kind of get it away from Sierra, because I noticed the compressor can kick out hot air, and I don't want that blowing on Sierra, especially during the daytime if I'm like running errands and going into the grocery store, and if it's the truck's in full sun, even with the windows down and the cooler temps in the mountains, I can still get pretty hot. And with that added heat from the compressor, I feel kind of bad about it. So so I'm going to change that for Sierra. And then I think on this side over here where I've got the fridge right now, I'm going to build like a storage locker there, like a gear locker, and have it go up vertical a little bit. And I think that'll be cool, because then I'll be able to store some stuff in there and not have as much clutter inside the interior of my truck, because I don't like clutter. That's one thing that bothers me about having such a small rig, is that you just tend to have a lot of stuff out in the open. And that's definitely not a good thing at trailheads and stuff like that, because people can look in your truck and see what you have as far as gear goes. So, but anyway, today I'm really stoked. I hit 1 million views for the first time on a video, and it was the video I put up, I think it was in March of this past year, where I was truck camping in South Central Colorado, and we had had like a kind of a later snowstorm. It wasn't very much snow this past winter, and then in March there was hardly any. But then I had like one day where there was a snowstorm. So got that on tape, and it was in my wood awning, or my wood stove awning room that I was testing out, and that worked out pretty good for mud season. So I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna try it again this year, but I'm not gonna do it till spring. And this fall, what I'm planning to do is I'm now kind of free to roam for the next month, because the parts that I had coming in for all my truck upgrades are still delayed with the COVID shipping and all that stuff. And so I'm gonna just take off and go hit some hot springs, some off-grid hot springs, and just kind of hang out. And I'll be sure to film everything, and then come back here, get all my stuff done, or maybe stick around here for a little bit, hit some local hot springs, go get my stuff done in September, and then roll out to like southern New Mexico and some of those areas, hit that up before winter starts. So we'll see what happens, but just kind of looking forward to a chill day here at camp and just getting a lot of stuff done. So, and then just roll into the weekend and just kind of relax. It should be nice. All right, 2 weeks is up at that spot, so we're heading to a new location, and really excited. A buddy of mine, my friend Tyler, he gave me some information on an area that has bristlecone pines. So he's going to meet me up over there later this evening. And the bristlecone pines, for those that aren't familiar, those are like the trees that can get, I think there's one that's up to like 4,800 years old, which is crazy. They're like these super hardy trees. There's 3 types of them, bristlecone pines, and I'm not sure the type that's up there, but we're gonna go check it out. He told me there's just a ton of them. So there's like 2 right next to this area to where you can camp kind of close to, and there's water about 300 yards away, so I can fill up my water container. And then he said there's a cluster of like 50 of them in another area. So those are the trees that have like the really twisted roots, and like if you look them up online, I'll put a link in the video description below. If you look them up online, they're just awesome trees. So we're gonna head out over there, and it's much higher elevation, so that'll be great. We're gonna be right at tree line, and that'll be nice because it's getting hot. This is like 10,600 feet that I've been camping at. Today it was unbearable, and like these little tiny flies started showing up, and they were about as annoying as they can get. So I was like, yep, time to roll on, go somewhere else, get higher up and get in some wind. Because the nice thing about wind, like don't ever be upset about camping in the wind. It keeps all the bugs away. Like, because the bugs can't fly, they can't hover in the same spot, so the wind blows them away. So, you know, if you're in an area where it's real windy and or real buggy, just get to a spot that's exposed, and if there's wind, you'll be fine. There's no bugs there. So, all right, let's head to this new location. This site is incredible. The views are insane. We're looking right down into town over there, and so I've got full, let's see here, if I put it up here, let's see how the cell reception works out. Let's see if we get more bars. Not really, but we've got 2 bars. I think if I get it up high and put the cell phone router up, and then also use the booster, I could probably, oh yeah, here we go. Now it's getting to be up to 3. And let's see, I'll probably get up to 4 if I want. So we're gonna find a spot that's shaded out, and then we're gonna set up the truck, and then Tyler should be here shortly, which would be awesome. Alright, this is high up here. I don't know what the elevation is, but I'm gonna look on the GPS when we get back and see exactly where we're at. But I mean, we're up high. This is way up here, so we're up above, right at tree line. And apparently there's a bunch of bristlecone pines. There's 2 over by camp over there, so we can check those out in a little bit. Not quite as twisted as some of the other ones I've seen online, but there's a bunch more up here, so we're gonna get into those. All right, so here are the bristlecones. This is the start of it. They're all through here, and it's pretty windy through here, so I don't know if you can hear me, but I'll try to keep my voice up so you can. It's just amazing to see these trees. I mean, you got to think, you know, the oldest one documented is 4,800 years old. That's not here, that's in a different part of the world. But to come here and experience this in Colorado and to have this in our backyard is it's pretty phenomenal. And this area up here is fantastic. There's no one up here. So I'm gonna be chilling up here. I think I may camp up here for, I don't know, maybe a couple days before rolling on. I gotta go figure out what's up with my tags. My tags actually expired in April, and there was the May grace period, so I've got June and July where I was in violation of it. But I think I'm gonna move my tags over to South Dakota and move my business to South Dakota. Just as tax friendly, and the tags are really nice. You don't actually have to have a physical residence in order to be registered there. So it's much better for my lifestyle. So I'm gonna get that done this week, figure out what that's all gonna take, register the business with the Secretary of State in South Dakota, and just make the transfer. So what's nice is we got camp literally right here. So walk over here from those bristlecone pines, which, gosh, let's go check out this view. This is insane. Sierra, let's come over here, girl. And look at this. Look at this view right here. This is amazing. There's like a little old mining pit up here too, right here. So they were doing some pit mining in this area. You can see where the ground was scraped out. So there's lots of ore and rock in this area, but the views are just spectacular around here. You know, my truck is literally, you see it's just right over there between those trees. So not really sure where I'm going to set up. I'm going to set up over in that area. I don't want to disturb the tundra up here, because although I could technically pull my vehicle up right there, and that would be such a killer place to have my truck set up. If we walk over here and look at it, I mean, check this out. That's spectacular. You know, wake up to that every morning, have the truck looking out that way. But the problem is the ground over here is pretty fragile. We're right at tree line, and these are kind of sensitive trees in the area. I don't want to damage any root systems or anything like that, but I could come through right here easily. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and just camp in the area. It's already been used a bunch, and it's been what the Forest Service calls, they call that hardening of an area. So this area is kind of hardened here. You can see there's not much vegetation. People park all the time. Let's get set up. This place is amazing. All right, there's a number of things to love about this site. Number one, it's super windy, and so there's no bugs. Number two, we're at 12,032 feet, so it's gonna be really nice and cool tonight. It's already starting to cool off. When I got up here, it was 72. Right now, it's 3:30. Or I'm sorry, when I got up here, it was 78. Right now, it's 3:30. I've been up here for about an hour. It's already cooled down to 72, which is great. So there's some great tree camping. I could pull in right there, set up the awning out this way, or maybe back in a little bit, set the awning over there, have nice shade all day long. And then I've got a nice area over here to camp with the bristlecone tree right there, which is really cool. But one of the best features is there's water right on the way, and there's a little stream that's coming down from basically these mountains that are back up in there. And so we've got fresh water that's rolling through. We've got plenty of sunlight up here. We've got no one around. We've got good cell reception. I just did a speed test on the router that I have, and came in where I think it was like 40 megabits per second download, and then the upload was like 5 megabits per second, which is really good. So I'm really excited for that, and I'm gonna set up here. This is gonna be my campsite for the next couple days for sure, and then I'm gonna have to figure out, like I was saying, what to do with my tags. But until I have to go back in town again, I'm just gonna hang out up here and just enjoy the solitude and the cool temps, and you know, just kind of relax. So let's get some water. All right, so we're here next to this little cabin over there. I don't know if you can see it in the video. There's a person parked over there, but I think they're out hiking, so I may go over there and check that out when I'm done purifying some water. But just to give you a heads up, when I purify water, I take my headphones with me, and what I do is I purify water to a particular song that I know if I purify the whole way through the song, I can get my water container filled up. And so the song that I listen to is Buckethead. It's called Poseidon, and so I'll put that in the video description below. It's kind of cheesy. It's a Guitar Hero rendition of it, but it's the only one that's continuous the whole way through. All the other ones are broken up into 5 different songs. But it's a 30-minute long jam, which is awesome. And so if I purify water for 30 minutes, then I know I'm good to go with like the, you know, the hand pump water purifier I have, which is the MSR Guardian. When I'm out there listening to the headphones though, since I'm not really aware of my surroundings, I always make sure I have my bear spray in my pocket. And I don't leave it just sitting next to me. I have it in my pocket in case if something comes up from behind me and hits me, then I can at least grab it, pull it out, and then pop off some pepper spray and get out of there. So I do that. I also have other protection with me, but I don't speak about that on YouTube. And so we're gonna go out there, and then I take a chair with me as well. And so I'll set up next to the creek, sit in this chair, and just jam and listen to music. I see you ready to go. Let's go. There's a little stream coming down. It starts right up in that gulch right there and comes down. It comes down right through here and crosses the stream right there. So I found a really stellar spot to purify water. It's on the other side of the creek here, so the cabin, ruins are just right there. But just down the creek here, you know, I can camp next to this area if I wanted to. It's actually got pretty decent cell reception for my router, which is great. And the views over here are just amazing. Like looking up this gulch over in that direction over there, it's just incredible. So it'd be cool to camp here. I like the water sounds. I'll go camp up top for a bit, but then I may come down here later in the week and just kind of get more of a in the valley feel. It's a little bit more protected from the wind too. But let's go over and purify that water. I want to show you this little hole. It's nice because these streams, even though they look like they peter out in some areas, so you can always find pockets where you can drop a little water purifier end into it, and you know, start purifying the water out of there, especially if you have a pump purifier like I do. Oh man, this is a nice spot. Got the stream coming down right here. Shade's gonna hit me in a second. I can put my water container right here and just throw this in a little tiny water pouch, or little tiny water pocket is right there. It's nice and still. And it's cool. It's like this little stair-step waterfall right here. Let's get a little closer. I think when we're done here, I just got done. I got done doing 7 gallons, and I put 5 of it into the road shower. And then when we're done filling up the rest of this, because I emptied out about almost all of it, I'm gonna walk down here and see if we can't find some pools to kind of do like a cold plunge in, because it'd be awesome to find a cold plunge up here. So I've been dipping this hat in this pool down here just to cool off, because this UV rays up here are intense. So should be done soon. Let's check out this cabin. This thing is degraded, that's for sure. Boy, look at the size of these logs they used. They're so big they cut them on the side instead of keeping them around. You can see where a lot of it's fallen off. And it looks like there was a second room back in here. There was something back in here. Maybe this was like a shed or something like that. Yeah, that's what that was. We had a shed right here, a cabin right there, and sick views right there. I'll tell you what, these miners, they knew what was up. They definitely set up in really cool areas. Oh, this is awesome. Look at this wood. This wood just looks like it's, I don't know, it looks like it's pretty new. I mean, it doesn't look new, but it's got some good weathering to it. It's cool how they did that. They did a notch. You can see the notch right here, and they would notch it, and that's how they put the logs on. All right, what do you say, girl? We go inside? All right. Nothing really left over. No stove remnants or anything. Looks like someone's camped in here before, but that was quite some time ago. That fire ring doesn't have any ashes in it or anything like that. I wonder what these notches were for. It's an axe notch. That's what that is. Looks like, anyway. It's impressive to see this stuff, and I wonder what things like this were for. I wonder if that was a patch, or if that's just looks like they tried to put some chinking in here in between the main beams, and they probably filled it in. Yeah, that's what that is. So yep, you can see the chinking right through there. That stuff. We'll go outside. I'll show that to you. So that's called chinking. It's a type of material that you put in between. Yeah, here's some right here. You can see it actually. It's material that you put in between the cabin, the wood logs, and it keeps it out, and it's a barrier for insects and all that stuff too. So let's get out of here. Let's go up here. There's a little bit more. Looks like there's a person that was up here hiking. Come on, see over here, girl. Let's go check this out. There's some awesome trees over here. There's some of those bristlecone pines. Looks like another foundation of something here. So come in here maybe, and some really old tin cans. This is kind of part of it was under the earth there, so that's cool. But here's some bristlecone pines. Here's a good example of one right here. God, that's such a cool looking tree. Such a hardy tree too. It's amazing it's alive. I mean, it's just so rugged. I mean, it almost feels like it's dead, but I know it's not. I'm thinking maybe let's go back to camp and come down here later and check out stuff. I do want to go through and try to find a pool, like a cold pool to wade in later. But I think right now it looks like we got something coming in over the ridge. So let's go back to camp and get set up, and then we'll be good to go for a bit. This is awesome. The video footage is like on top of the world over here.